First question is from RW Marshall 27. Is there a specific benefit to good mornings versus Romanian deadlifts?
Okay, this is a good question because when you look at the action of the movement, they look very similar at the hips, right? At the hips, they're pretty much identical.
Just loaded different, for sure.
Yeah, they're loaded different. And good mornings, the bar is on your back. Obviously, Romanian deadlifts, you're holding onto the bar and it's in front of you. Good mornings puts more emphasis on maintaining thoracic stability. Like you have to really, thoracic being that kind of upper mid back area, you have to really keep that tight and strong and in that squeeze back position as you bend over and get the stretch. With a Romanian deadlift, you don't have to necessarily focus so much on that. You just focus on the hips. So Romanian deadlifts are actually easier to teach. Than good mornings.
Good mornings require a lot more skill for sure for that reason.
Yes.
The risk goes up a bit.
Totally.
Well, you can. What's also great about the good mornings is you can load them more.
You definitely can load them more.
Because normally one of the parts that, I mean, when you do Romanians, you're not touching, right? So you get to a point where your arms and your hands are fatigued from holding that kind of weight. So when you really want to load, good mornings offer you the ability to be able to do that. So that's what I like using.
Now, I didn't do good mornings until I was in my, I would say, mid-20s, and I didn't do them because I didn't know they existed. That wasn't an exercise anybody did for the longest time. And I went and started, this is when I started learning about.
If someone saw you doing them in the gym, still to this day, they would think,
freak out.
Yeah, they still would think you're doing an exercise.
You hurt your back. What's going on?
Yeah.
But I was going through old, like old-timey muscle building books and stuff like that. And good mornings were such a staple exercise in the way that people trained that they actually used to boast about how much they could do a good morning with. It was like one of those exercises that you'd be like, I could do 400 pounds with a good morning or whatever. And I actually got to the point where I was able to do a single with 365 in a good morning. It made my squat and deadlift really strong, especially my squat, because it really taught me to keep that kind of upper back position. But I rarely did them with clients because the control required for a good morning, you tend to want to round your lower back even more with a good morning because you're so focused on holding the bar.
They are definitely, though, different enough to include both of them.
Yes.
So,
I wouldn't do them in the same workout though, right?
No. They're close enough that I wouldn't do them in the same workout, but they're different enough that I would, cycle them out. The same way that I treat front squats and back squats. I'll go on phases where I'm focused more heavily on back squats, then another phase where I'll be more focused on front squats. Because they are similar enough that I wouldn't do back squats and front squats in the same workout, but enough to where I would definitely incorporate. They both have enough value and stand alone by themselves that you should incorporate both.
Have you guys ever done them like for a lengthened period of time as part of your workout?
Yeah, good mornings not as much. I mean, Romanians for sure, but yeah, I mean, I got into them kind of late. But once I figured it out and like the good technique with it, man, it was like you said, you could load quite substantially more, and I got a lot more benefit, I thought, from the good mornings. Yeah.
Now, one of the keys too is when you're holding the bar, it does need to be in a lower position than a lot of people squat. Like if you do a high bar squat, you probably don't want to do a Romanian deadlift with it.
You don't want to do it,
high on your neck.
With that kind of leverage.
It's got to be behind your like shoulder blades.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it sucks.
I think that's why it benefited my squat so much was because I'm already kind of a low bar and my chest already comes forward. I have a long torso, and so it's the first half of the good morning is similar to the mechanics of my squat, and so getting really strong at that. Carried over to my squat.
It's funny. It just reminds me, I was teaching those to Courtney, and she always would call them morning glories. And I'm like,
geez.
No, good mornings.
That's different, honey.
Yeah, it's a different thing.
I can show you that too.
Depends how you're spotting her.
And high noons. No.